Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's well. All right, we are going to cover P4 and P5. So side lengths and angle measures in similar figures, and then similar triangles and indirect measurement. Okay. So in the first one, side lengths and angle measures in similar figures. So in this one, they have U, VW is similar to RPQ. Find QR. Okay. So if you're looking at the sides right here, let's break this down. So if I color code the different sides, this is how they line up. So the purple and the purple, so 2 and 14, and the blue is going to be the 2 and 14. So those are going to line up as 2 over 14 is going to be equal to 3 over QR. So we're going to look for that missing side, the yellow side right there. So to use what we know, so we know the blue angles. So we're going to do 2 over 14, which is going to be equivalent to 1 over 7. And then on the other side, we know that WU is going to be 3, and then QRs are missing term, okay? So we're going to have 1/3 is going to be equal to 3 QR. And if I wanted to use the other side, for example, the 2 purples and the 2 yellows, I could do that as well. But since they're the same number, I can use either one. Okay, so you're going to have me multiply both sides by the common denominator. Basically, it's 7 times QR. So if I multiply 7 QR to both sides, then I'd be left with QR is going to be equal to 21. Okay, so if I reduce all that down, it's going to be QR is equal to 21. Okay. All right, let's take a look at another example. All right, looking at this one, they're trying to find JK. So JK is it's the missing side right here. We're trying to figure out what that is. So if triangle IJK is similar to YXZ, then we should be able to find JK. Okay, so for this one, what we do know is JI. And since all the sides are the same, we know that these sides are all going to be the same. But let's just take XY and JI. Okay, so that's going to be 1 over 9. Okay. That's going to be our difference. But what we're looking for right now is actually only going to figure out what the side is. So if we know that XY is 9 and JI is 1, so the ratio is 1/9 basically, where you're going to multiply from here to there by 9. So if I divide, let's say, ZX right here to JK, then this side should just be 1. So if I'm going this way, I'm multiplying by 9. If I'm coming this direction, I'm going to either divide by 9 or multiply by 1/9. All right, ABCD is similar to TSRU, find RS. Okay. So let's take a look at that one right there. So they tell you actually AB is going to be this similar to TS. Okay, so we can color code those sides. All right, so color coding all those sides for you should look like this. And then what's used 2 knowns. So we know DA or AD, and we know TU. All right, so we're going to use those 2. So 3 over 18 is going to be equal to, once you use the 2 purple sides, because we're trying to find RS, right? So we know BC or CB, either way you're looking at it, is 4. And then RS at the bottom is our unknown, okay? So from here, I can just try to reduce it down. So 3/18 is going to reduce down to 1/6. And then the other side would be 4 RS is still what we're looking for. So if we use a common denominator, RS times 6 to both sides, you're going to be, the 6 and 6 are going to reduce down. So it's just going to be left with RS, and the other side is going to be 24. So 4 times 6, 24. RS's cancel out. You can do it that way. All right. This next one, ABC is similar to RQP. Find PR and AB. So this one, they're actually looking for two different ones. Okay. So why don't we color coordinate the sides? Let's look how they lined up. ABC, AB, and RQ. Okay. So AB is what we're looking for right there. Let me expand this out so you can see a little more. All right, so let's try to find PR first. All right, so PR. And on the other side, we have 21. Oops, let me take that out. All right, so we got 21 over PR is going to be equal to 28 over 20. So this right here, let me change my color. These are basically my purples. It's my purple here and purple here. Okay. And then from here, I can either do the common denominator, and another way to show you actually to do it is going to be, well, first let's reduce this. So this is actually going to reduce down if you multiply both by 4. This is going to become 7 over 5. So why don't we rewrite this here? 7 over 5. Let's work with smaller numbers. Is going to be equal to 21 over PR. And so I can do two things. I can do common denominator. Another way I've learned it when I was growing up and I've used in the past, just cross multiply. So you can do 21 times 5 times 7 times PR. Okay, so you can try either way, but I'm just going to show you this way. Okay, so 21 times 5, it's going to give you 105. 7 PR. And I have to divide both sides by 7. Okay. 105 divided by 7 is going to give me 15. So PR should be 15. I come back up here. And that's half my equation. That's the first term right there. Now we have to find the other line, AB. So let me change the color. Okay. So now we're looking for AB. Which is similar with QR or RQ, which is going to be 15. And let's use the same proportion again, so we know this is 7 over 5 is going to be our ratio. So here we can do it the other way that they're doing. Excuse me, I can cross multiply this way too. So why don't we do that again, just because I showed you the other way. So there, I have 15 times 7. And 15 times 7 is going to be 105. 5AB. Oops, not AM. We're going to divide both sides by 5, and that should give me my answer for AB, which is going to be 21. Okay, so that's another way to do it, to cross multiply. All right, that's mainly what you're doing for that section there. Next section we're going to go to, and back to my IXL just to show you, is going to be similar triangles and indirect measures. Okay, so this one right here, we're gonna look at this first problem right there. So in the diagram below, HGF is similar to EIF, find T. So now we're gonna try to find this variable right there. Okay. So if I color coordinate my measures right there, I can line up the triangle and find the similarities there. Okay. Plug in the side lengths. Here's so 10 over 5. So I look over here, I have my two blues right there, so I have my 10 over 5. So I'm going to show you right there. So we can just keep this so you can see the picture. 10 over 5, and then 6. 6 is my bigger triangle, right? And then my smaller one is going to be T. All right. So if I want to cross multiply, I got 30 times 10T, and divide both sides by 10. And T is going to be equal to 3. Okay. That's one way to do it. So the other way too, the common denominator, so they're both 5 times T right here. So you do 5T to multiply to both sides. Okay, so they did that. And then that'll give you 10T, because I'm going to cross out my 5 and 5 will cancel out, right? And then we got 10T is equal to 30, and then eventually you get down to 3. Okay, so there's two different ways to do it there. I just want to show you both ways. All right, this one we're going to find J. Okay. So if we want to line this one up here, we'll color coordinate it so you can see. Let me get my pen there. So, oops. So J right here. It's going to line up with this angle right there, that line, excuse me. And then our other lines. Right here, my yellow right there. It's going to line up with this yellow right there. Okay, so those similar triangles. So you can see H and K are similar. L and I are similar angles as well. So the corresponding sides will be the same or similar. So now we're going to try to solve for J. Okay. Let me change my color. All right, so you got 5 over 10 is equal to J over 6. And cross multiply here, we got 30 is going to be equal to 10J. Divide both sides by 10. And then you're left with 3 is equal to J. So the missing side right here should be 3. All right, next one we have a word problem. So we get to the next level, we're start to look at those. Jennifer found that a fir tree that is 32 feet tall casts a shadow of 60 feet long. Then Jennifer noticed a nearby stucco column that is 24 feet tall. How long is the stucco column's shadow? We're going to write our answer as a whole number or a decimal, do not round. So we're going to find how many feet. All right, so first off, we want to draw diagrams to represent the situation. Okay, so that's this right here. Okay, so it's 32 feet tall, the first one. And then the second one is 24 feet tall. So that's going to be this side and that side right there. All right. The shadow cast is 60 feet long. And then the shadow cast in the stucco, we're not sure. So that's going to be our variable, our n. Okay. All right. Triangles are similar because the angle of the sun is the same for both shadows. Set up a proportion using the side lengths and solve for n. Okay, so now we're just getting back into what we've been doing with all the other ones. Okay, So we're going to do the tall side on both um, the fir tree and the stucco column, and it's going to be equal to our shadow, which our shadow is 60, and then our shadow of our stucco is going to be n variable. We're not sure what it is. All right, so then we're going to multiply 24n to both fractions, and then that would reduce down to 32n is equal to 60 times 24, and then 60 times 24 would be 1,440. Then we're going to divide both sides by 32, and then we're going to get to 45. Make sure we have feet, so our mission length is 45 feet. All right, and that's pretty much it for those two sections.